Anakin?
Buzz droids.
What if Obi Wan died in this scene in Revenge of the Sith? Hello there, welcome to another video. Before we get into it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you never miss a single video that we do. Now, let's get into it. So in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, the opening scene, of course I'm sure we all have seen it 1,000 times, is Anakin and Obi-Wan going to board General Grievous' ship to rescue the Chancellor. And I love this scene, but something that comes to mind is what would have happened if Obi-Wan would have died when the buzz droids attacked him. I mean, it kind of was the focal point of the very beginning scene. Obi-Wan's trying to shake them and Anakin is pulling out as many tricks as he can find to try to get them off of him. So what would have happened if the buzz droids got into Obi-Wan's internal circuits and destroyed his ship? How would this have affected Anakin? Well, I think it goes without saying that Anakin would have been very, very upset. But he still would have boarded the ship. The only difference is Anakin would have been angry and drawing on the dark side the entire time. He would have no time for trying to figure anything out. He would have landed on the ship and been in dark side mode the entire time. He would have sensed immediately where Count Dooku was. Telling R2-D2 to stay with the ship, he would have gone straight to the room where Palpatine was being held. Palpatine would have sensed that something's going on with Anakin. He wasn't really talking to him, he was just kind of doing his mission when Count Dooku would arrive. Instead of the longer fight, as soon as Count Dooku jumped down, Anakin would have sprung into action.
Anakin Skywalker, without his master. A rare sight indeed.
I have no time for your games. This fight would not be long. Eventually, Anakin would get Count Dooku in a submissive state, just like he did in the original timeline. Only this time, Palpatine wouldn't need to egg on Anakin to kill Count Dooku. He would have just done it. Palpatine would be ecstatic that Anakin is already, without his support, starting to dip more and more into the dark side. Where's Master Kenobi? He didn't make it. Anakin would barely say anything. They would go through the ship trying to escape and get trapped by the ray shield. But this time when Anakin confronted General Grievous, as soon as he saw him, he would spring into action, telling R2 to use their distraction, igniting his lightsaber and immediately engage with General Grievous. As formidable as General Grievous was, Anakin would make extremely short work of him in the same way Obi-Wan did, cutting off all of his hands and killing him. Palpatine is now getting nervous. With Count Dooku and General Grievous being dead, there will be no reason for the Senate to vote to continue the war. He would have to act quick. Palpatine would have to shift his focus into destroying the Jedi, away from trying to seduce Anakin to the dark side. As soon as Palpatine got back to Coruscant, he would issue Order 66 as soon as he could, without his great apprentice to destroy the Jedi at the temple. But also at this point, Yoda, Mace Windu, and Anakin are all at the Jedi Temple. As soon as Palpatine got to Coruscant, Mace Windu was there waiting for him, only this time in the Chancellor's chambers. His approach would be a lot more tame than it was in the movie. Mace Windu would sense, as well as all of the Jedi, that something is happening, and he would know that Chancellor Palpatine was the source of it. He would look up at him and say, "In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you are under arrest, Chancellor." Palpatine would spring into action to try to fight Mace Windu, except this time he was alone. Yoda would sense that Mace Windu was in danger and tell Anakin, Plo Koon, and Kit Fisto to accompany him to the Chancellor's chambers. Palpatine would finally get the upper hand on Mace Windu, having a lot more energy than he did in the original timeline due to not having to fight the other 3 Jedi. He would chop off Mace Windu's hand just as Yoda and the rest of his Jedi entered the Chancellor's chambers, Yoda pulling Palpatine away from Mace Windu before he can give the finishing blow. At this point, the Chancellor was surrounded by basically all of the best Jedi, including Anakin, who no longer had any fear due to the fact that the Chancellor didn't even have time to put any visions in his head of Padme dying. Palpatine would have to strike at the weakest link, and even though Mace Windu was without a hand, it was still Kit Fisto. He would charge at him, and instead of being able to fight them one-on-one, Yoda and Anakin would move to protect Kit Fisto while Mace Windu got up and regained his lightsaber. This would not work out well for Palpatine. As great as he was at lightsaber dueling, he would never be able to hold off the likes of Anakin at his prime, Yoda, Mace Windu, and Kit Fisto. Anakin would be the one to land the striking blow right through his chest as Yoda jumped up and took his head off, ending the evil reign before it could even start. Mace Windu would live and be eternally grateful for Anakin. He really didn't like Anakin for the longest time, but after this experience of watching Anakin look evil in the eye and still be able to take it on, he would change his ways. Anakin would become a master and take Obi Wan's spot on the council. Anakin would confess to being married to Padme, and the Jedi would allow him to stay in the Order and keep his seat as long as his children were to be trained in the Jedi ways, and the galaxy would be changed forever. Now honestly, this is the good ending. If you guys want me to be a little more realistic and less fairy tale-ish, I can make another video telling what I think would happen if it was a little bit more realistic. But for now, tell me what you thought of this in the comments below, and let me know how you would change anything. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.